Monday in the Octave of Easter, April 21st, 2025. Let the power of the resurrection reflect in our lives. In today's Gospel of Matthew, we learn about the reactions of the women who had gone to the tomb of Jesus on the first Easter morning. They had gone to the tomb to anoint the body of Jesus, but instead, they encountered an angel who told them that Jesus had risen from the dead. The women were filled with fear and great joy, and they ran to tell the disciples the good news. This passage from Matthew is a powerful reminder of the importance of faith and the power of the resurrection. The women in the story had gone to the tomb expecting to find a dead body, but instead, they encountered the living presence of Jesus. This unexpected encounter filled them with fear and joy, and they were compelled to share the good news with others. As we reflect on this passage, we are reminded of the profound impact that the resurrection of Jesus had on the early followers of Jesus. Their lives were transformed by the reality of the resurrection, and they were filled with joy and hope. This story challenges us to consider how the resurrection of Jesus continues to impact our own lives today. The reaction of the religious authorities in this passage is also significant. When they heard that Jesus had risen from the dead, they paid off the guards to spread the false story that Jesus' body had been stolen by his disciples. This response highlights the reality that not everyone is willing to accept the truth of the resurrection and that some will go to great lengths to deny it. This passage challenges us to consider how we respond to the truth of the resurrection in our own lives. Do we embrace the joy and hope that comes from knowing that Jesus is alive, or do we allow doubt and fear to cloud our faith? The women in the story chose to believe and to share the good news with others, even in the face of fear and uncertainty. As we celebrate the Easter season, this passage encourages us to reflect on the power of the resurrection in our own lives. How does the reality of Jesus' victory over death impact how we live and how we share the good news with others? Are we willing to be like the women in the story, filled with joy and fear as we proclaim the truth of the resurrection to a world in need of hope? The women in today's gospel serve as examples of faithful witnesses who were willing to share the good news of the resurrection, even in the face of opposition and disbelief. Their boldness and courage inspire us to be similarly bold in sharing our faith with others, even when it is not popular or convenient. This passage also challenges us to consider how we respond to the truth of the resurrection in our own lives. Are we like the religious authorities in the gospel who seek to suppress the truth and spread falsehoods? Or are we like the women who embrace the joy and hope that comes from knowing that Jesus is alive? The choice is ours to make, and the impact of that choice can be profound. As we reflect on this passage from Matthew, may we be inspired by the example of the women who encountered the living Jesus at the tomb and who were filled with fear and great joy. May we, too, be filled with joy and hope as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus and share the good news with others. And may we be bold and courageous witnesses to the truth of the resurrection, even in the face of opposition and disbelief. May God bless you all.